Yeah.
Saylor expands the Treasury options from strategy, with stretch, and is he effectively turning stretch into a sort of a synthetic currency?
I don't really see it that way. I see it as a money market riding on top of Bitcoin, so like a high yield money market. And I'm really curious, actually, to talk to our guest here, Tim, about this idea. Right? Is Saylor building a yield curve with Bitcoin as the central bank within his company? Is this like a model of future finance with Bitcoin?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say that he's building out the yield curve. I might be more in Cedric's camp as far as like, could you describe it as a stable coin? I guess if they're trying to peg it at 100, how do you get a 5x oversubscription? Well, price it at 90 and tell the market you're going to peg it at 100, right? People leave other products, even other preferred strategy products, potentially to scoop up 9, 10, 11% in a couple weeks.
I got a question. Can you explain to us how strategy is going to pay the yield on stretch?
Ooh, man, talk about being in the hot seat. I mean, they could do it from a couple different mechanisms. The most likely being selling any of the preferred or common stock ATMs into the market to make those coupon payments.
Okay.
More about maybe like if it's a stable coin or sort of pegged to something. Can you maybe elaborate on that? Like, how do you sort of see what he's trying to do here, maybe in that realm?
I mean, I think it comes down to the simple arbitrage of if your thesis is Bitcoin's going up 30% a year for the next 10 years, and you can borrow money at 7, 8, 9, 10%, and there's no redemption, it's perpetual, then that's your thesis, and that's what you're going on. So I think it really is that simple. You're building out the yield curve with each of these preferred tickers having slightly different terms and mechanisms, and is it do you have to pay it every quarter or not? So just different terms across this yield curve. So, it's certainly not a stable coin. You could say it's more like a money market. And for not having to, have a rental building, just collecting a check, getting 7, 8, 9, 10%, it's very attractive for a lot of people that need income.
So with that yield, right, it is variable, correct? And so
Correct.
Is that variability going to be somewhat linked to the volatility of Bitcoin, meaning the more volatile Bitcoin is, the more yield they'll be able to extract? And when Bitcoin goes into consolidation phases or bear markets, the yield should come down? Is that how you see it working? I'm trying to understand how this thing's going to move.
Yeah, I mean, each of these preferred products is really targeting the fixed income market, where they're stripping out the volatility both to the upside and the downside, and just saying, hey, you're going to get a coupon payment at or around 7, 8, 9, 10%, regardless of what happens. And what I hope happens is all of that, when people get into it and they start really diving in, they're like, oh, well, this is super over collateralized. And for some percentage of those investors, hopefully they'll say, oh, but what it's super over collateralized, but what is Bitcoin? And that might be a window into them going down the rabbit hole.
That's true. And it's really, it's interesting, right? With Saylor, he keeps inventing these new products that Wall Street's never seen. And I mean, it just, he continues to surprise me with the creativity. Do you think there's more to come? More markets he's going to go? Is he going to go after the real estate market somehow, or like he seems to be targeting pools of capital, and I'm wondering where he might be fishing next.
Yeah, I mean, he said he's going to continue building out that yield curve, and if you just look at the presentation, you can see that there's kind of like spots that he can fill in, and he could also go to other markets, right? Japan is extremely yield starved. So,
Mhm.
if they only have a couple of preferred products on the entire market, and they're
Mhm.
only getting 0.5% or a couple percent, you probably don't need to go too far above what the market is right now to really be able to tap into another, maybe very, very obvious kind of pool of capital to
Right.
go fishing over there.
So you've heard Bitcoin is the new gold rush by now. As world leaders on all sides have endorsed it as the future of money, and now you're looking to get started, we'll show you how. It's actually easier than you think. First, go to your nearest Byte Federal ATM and turn your cash to coin. Byte Federal has over 1,200 locations around the country with the highest daily limits. Go to our website, bytefederal.com, to find the nearest ATM to you. Log in to any wallet, then create an account, deposit your US cash, and instantly convert it to Bitcoin. That's it. We are the only US manufacturer and operator in the Bitcoin ATM industry, and our US-based live customer service is second to none. Go on, give it a whirl, and don't get left behind. Click the link below.